Hello and welcome to this Saturday live stream, everybody. We are going to take a look at a retro video about Bethel that I used to watch a lot when I was a kid because I think it's going to be I don't know, it's going to be kind of interesting to see the difference between the organization back then and the organization today. It's been roughly like 30 years. This video is from 1990. It's been 30 years. And I used to watch it all the time when I was a kid because we had the VHS. So it was one of the few movies that we had that I was allowed to watch whenever. So I kind of memorized it. I watched it like hundreds of times, and I haven't watched it in like 20 years. So I hope you guys get to watch it. Thank you so much for joining. Ron Pomo said it was his favorite as a kid because the good thing is that I just figured out. I saw a few days ago that documentary, or pseudo documentary for the organization, it's actually on YouTube, and it's in a pretty good quality. So thank you so much. I'm wearing also like light blue jeans. I think they really match the look. Yeah, thank you. But yeah, let's just start playing, and let's see how much we remember, to see if we remember this video at all. And we will be drawing some parallels between this video, between the organization from 1990 and the organization today. Because before we start, this was right at the cusp of the organization. The organization started to go. It started to experience a lot of growth in the 70s. Then it went a little bit down after the 1975 disappointment, and then it started to go up again all the way until the 90s, the mid 90s. And this was produced in 1990. Now, in 1990, they stopped selling books. Before, they used to sell books as their business. What would be like the business system, that like that's how people make money in the Jehovah's Witness religion. They had always made money by selling books. So in here, what I remember about this documentary is the huge focus on the books that they no longer make anymore. So let's just start taking a look at that video with that intro, and let's see how it goes. Let me know if you guys can hear it.
It is a message spoken in more than 200 languages.
We'll put subtitles. Also, I'm using this microphone because this microphone, like it's the better microphone, but I have to unplug them. It's a mess to plug it in right now, so sorry for this slightly crappier audio. All right, perfect. We got audio, perfect. Yeah, no, exactly. If you started pioneering after 1990, you didn't make money from being a Jehovah's Witness.
It is a message heard in more than 210 lands.
Guten Morgen.
Guten Morgen.
Es freut mich, Sie heute Morgen anzutreffen.
It is a message delivered personally, wherever people may be found.
Buenos días.
Buenos días.
¿Cómo está usted?
Bien.
Estamos tratando de compartir con nuestros vecinos un punto de vista positivo en cuanto al futuro.
We'll put it a little bit faster. We can afford to put it a little bit, just a little bit, because Jehovah's Witness propaganda is always like so slow. So let's put it a little
This
bit
Bible
faster.
study aid, you can.
It is all part of the greatest preaching campaign the world has ever known. A message uniting millions earthwide.
The scriptures listed from the Bible.
On the inside cover, it
Jehovah's
says,
Witnesses
"People
have been
often say
organized to
they believe,
accomplish this work
yet
for
they
more
do
than
Who remembers this? Who remembers this? Should you believe in the Trinity? Like with the three circles? Oh my God, I hadn't thought of this in like easily 20 years. This is insane. Yeah, I also had the VHS. I also had the VHS. We played this. I played this so often.
100 years.
Who knows? We may even get to see like some governing body members. Like I actually don't know if governing body members feature here. Jesus Christ, that made me feel old. That's great music.
Jehovah's Witnesses are best known for their preaching work.
Do you believe the Bible is God's word or a book that man has written?
Well, I'm not too sure.
So you see, sir,
Who really are Jehovah's Witnesses? They are your neighbors, people you meet every day.
You're doing very well.
You would never die ever, ever, ever.
So then, Beth, what does it mean to get to know God?
Hey, did you see that dude? It's this dude. Fuck. This God damn it. I can't remember his name, but we've seen him often in the JW broadcasting and stuff. Like this guy has been a Bethelite for longer than I've been alive. That is insane.
What does it mean to get to know God?
It is their Bible education program that is most visible to others.
The righteous themselves will possess the earth.
Indeed, how is their activity organized? Directed, financed? Brooklyn, New York, world headquarters of Jehovah's Witnesses since 1909. The Watchtower Bible and Tract Society is a legal corporation used to publish Bible literature. Bethel, a Bible word meaning house of God, an appropriate name for the complex.
It is insane because all of that complex is just gone. It belongs to Trump Jr. now. Like it just they moved all of this stuff. It's about, oh, look at this great work that we're doing in the final stretch of the final days, and no, this building was to be sold, and all of this things that they were making were to be done with. It's kind of
known as the Bethel family. Thousands of spiritual brothers and sisters from various backgrounds freely volunteer their time and talents. Everything they do at Bethel is linked to Jesus' command at Matthew 24:14. Preach the good news of the kingdom in all the earth.
Oh, look at those computers.
Watchtower, good morning. And what state are you calling
Watchtower,
from?
good morning.
Thousands of phone calls are handled daily.
Yes, on that question, have you been able to find information using the Watchtower Publications Index?
Members of the writing staff answer written or urgent Bible questions.
Baptism, and I'm sure you'll find some very helpful information that way.
Now, when questions of this nature come up, we like to refer to the guidelines in the scriptures. Do you have your Bible handy? Well, follow as I read 1 Corinthians chapter.
Wait, what? Oh, let's not forget this documentary was made by a P3 pedophile that abused his stepdaughter in Bethel. He's now around kids in Ecuador. Do we have more? Do you have the link? Do we have any confirmation? I did not know about any of this. That's insane. But yeah, I was just about to make a joke about, oh yeah, this guy is telling elders to not report child abuse, because the Bible tells you to not report child abuse.
Verses 10 and 11.
At the direction of the right.
Also, by the way, I woke up with like a stomach cramp. So if you see me like run to the bathroom in a bit, that's don't worry. Like, I'll try to mute it. I'll try to mute the microphone so you don't hear anything. All right.
Meeting committee. Timely spiritual food is prepared in the form of magazines, brochures, books, and booklets for the entire organization. To supplement the libraries, newspaper and magazine articles are filed for additional research by writers. The research is careful and thorough. The information, reliable and authoritative.
Man must live on every utterance coming forth through Jehovah's mouth.
We should pay attention and accept every word that proceeds out of the mouth
of Jehovah God.
This is our proposed May 8th Awake magazine with the cover subject.
Magazine planning meetings are held weekly.
The 4 proposed covers feature a young boy in 3 of them, and then the boy and the girl in the lower left in this one.
So yeah, I'm checking the information. It was William Briggs. It was, yeah, this is oh my God, this is insane. Yeah, I'm reading up on let me just show you real quick. Just to keep this in mind. Oh, this is gonna make this even worse. But yeah, this is an article from Avoid JW. Great website. I steal a lot from their ideas. And this is I would hope you can watch this. But yeah, I think this is. Let me see. Well, I just found this article. Yeah. Yeah, so there you go. According to the complaint filed in Kings County Supreme Court on August 13, 2021, under the provisions of Child Victims Act, the victim/plaintiff/stepdaughter suffered horrific abuse between the years 1982 to 1988. So 2 years before this documentary was filmed or was premiered, when she was 10 to 16 years old during her stay at Bethel at the hands of her stepfather, William Briggs. She became a pioneer in 1987 or 1988. He was employed to produce videos at Bethel. So, yeah, you know, a lot of times we're like, oh, let's separate the art from the artist. In this case, I don't think we can do that. I don't think we should do that, because that's what's behind all of this propaganda. All of this propaganda is hiding horrific truths.
Does anyone have any comment?
I can't do this sober. Actually, I need a smoke. Yeah, thank you, Queen of Flatulence. I hope it's just a flatulence myself.
Now on which they prefer.
The picture of the delicious looking red apples and the boy's obvious delight nicely illustrates the subject of a clean earth.
What I liked about the cover is that the boy's looking directly at the reader, and he's asking the question, will you live to see it?
Proofreaders check spelling, grammar, and punctuation.
Yes, let's look. Ministerio del Reino para Julio.
Translators are vital to the work of spreading the good news. Worldwide, the Watchtower is printed simultaneously in 55 languages, adding to the unity of this international organization.
We've just received these 31 questions of translators working on the Bible.
Well, they like to know the exact meaning of the word kingship.
That's right, the Hebrew word mamlaka. Let's investigate what the research program has to say.
The Bible is the main textbook of Jehovah's Witnesses. The Translation Services Department provides help for the translation of the Bible and other publications into a number of different languages. Computer programs speed up the process of translation and improve its accuracy. Printing Bible literature in over 200 languages requires a large array of character sets, from Arabic to Hindi to Russian to Zulu. No organization anywhere needs to use so many different typefaces and alphabets.
That is insane. Even back then, they were bragging about, oh my God, we are so worldwide. We put things out in so many languages. No organization has to do this. Which I don't know. I'm pretty sure this is only accurate because of a technicacy. What I'm saying is, this is only accurate because, yeah, the Jehovah's Witnesses are still the most translated website around the world, but a technicality, only because of a technicality. Like, you know, you find like some things translated in some languages, but it's only like just a few publications, and that's how they get away with it. It's not like they translate everything.
The Society designed a unique multi-language electronic phototype setting system, known as MEPS, to compose pages to be typeset in the languages being printed. MEPS is used in the production of life-saving literature that reaches people even in the most distant part of the earth in a form they can most easily understand. Pictures communicate a clear message to all people, regardless of language or age.
Well, this has an advantage with the sky being as saturated as it is, but here the road lights come up a little better.
As far as the background is concerned, these men don't have to be too prominent.
It's insane. None of this is done anymore. None of this.
But we do want to see the astonishment on their face as they see what's taking place.
All right, fine. Well, the drama, I think, will come as a result of...
Working from approved concepts, scenes are staged and photographed that are later drawn or painted by artists.
Grab on the wrist, nice and tight. Very good, okay? Look him right straight in the eye. You're pulling him up out of the water. Arch your back a little bit more. And mouth open, Peter. Good, call out to the Lord. That's right, that's good, right. Okay, arch your back a little bit more. Eyes wide open, Peter. Good, you're sinking. You're sinking. And Jesus is pulling you up out of the water. Good, very good.
I remember this vividly because I remember this drawing in I think it was the greatest man of all time or something. But I remember seeing this drawing. So when I saw the behind the scenes, it kind of like blew my mind as a kid. I was like, oh my God, oh that's Peter, oh my God. It was like seeing the cinematic universe, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, like come together for me. I think the narrator is, we said, is John Barr's voice. I was chatting before. What do all of these artists do nowadays? Because everything is digital now. Yeah, this makes me smell the books, the literature. It had a very distinctive smell that you grew up with. Whenever you open, any magazine, it was a really part of your life. So this evokes almost that smell to me. That's insane. Yeah, John Barr.
The graphics department links photography, artwork, and the printed page. Modern equipment electronically stores photographs and artwork.
This is pretty well edited, I feel.
Electronically stored pictures can easily be fitted to page.
You know what it is? It's not just like well edited. I feel like the music is spot on because they had a team of a giant team of musicians. We'll see it later. And all of them are working on this. So the music is, I think, the best part of this. Like now rewatching this, the music is just so memorable and keeps you engaged so much of the time, of course. But I mean, it's original. It's a shame that all of this talent just went to waste on this.
Requirements.
Is it by far my most favorite video by Watchtower? Yeah, mine too.
Film negatives are carefully positioned so that pages can be assembled and delivered to the factory for printing. 3,000 film negatives are duplicated.
Look at this. Look at all of this, like almost fully analog thing, like making negatives so they could do it in offset printing. It's insane. It's almost there's no computers in this. This is insane.
Each week, and are then shipped to 33 printing branches around the world.
How does the proof look?
Well, let's check the registry. Eyes look sharp. I'd say we're ready for press.
The nearby factory complex, and others the world over, print and bind Bible literature. Aerial walkways connect all buildings. The Society began its own printing operations in New York in 1920. The purpose then and now? Publish Bible truth.
Notice how he calls it the Society, because this is how you used to differentiate between like the like Jehovah and all of that stuff, and the organization, the human organization. The human organization is the Society. Lately, the lines have been blurred where Jehovah, the organization, all of that, all of those terms can be used almost interchangeably nowadays, and it's just insane. But remember, all of these books and printing and all of that stuff, that's because they sold all of that shit. Like most of us weren't alive, but when they sold us, to remember. But all of this was made because this was a business. They used to sell all of these books.
What is printed can mean life to the reader. Jesus said at John 17:3, "This means everlasting life. They're taking in knowledge of you, the only true God, and of the one whom you sent forth, Jesus Christ." High-speed presses are required to keep up with the growing printing demands of Jehovah's Witnesses. In the last 70 years, total literature printed 11 billion pieces.
And it is crazy because my father was a Bethelite, so he learned how to print and all of that shit at Bethel. He learned all of that stuff, right? So when he left Bethel and then got married and all of that stuff, he set up his own print shop in the 90s, which was a very stupid move because the digital era was upon us. But it's odd because I feel like it evokes a lot of memories, not just from my childhood, not just from Bethel, but also from the printer shop that my father used to have. And how excited my father used to get, because this was the only thing that my father used to get excited over, seeing the things that he used to do. He wasn't like that spiritual or anything. So he used to get excited about this stuff. So I don't know, it's just giving me a lot of like memories that I'm not sure I want to have in my head, if I'm honest.
A roll of paper weighing in at 1,200 pounds will last just 32 minutes on a press. 160 rolls, just 1 day's supply for Brooklyn. Almost 1,000 miles of paper, 61 million printed pages. Smaller presses print calendars, forms, and letters. The factory produces hundreds of tons of ink each year, a ready supply for the presses. Ink mills grind color pigments to the desired consistency.
They made their own ink? Oh, that's handsome. I didn't know that. I didn't know
Better and more books is the goal of the bindery, where printed pages become bound books. Because of size and weight, large reference books still require sewing. Individual sections called signatures are...
I love it. I love it. Individual books require sewing. So, of course, since sewing is for women, that's when the women come in. And you only see women in the sewing department for books. They're sewing books. Jesus.
Assembled and sewn.
Yeah, who remembers the Jehovah's Witness calendar? This is awesome music.
Signatures of smaller books are assembled and glued together on high-speed equipment. Binding operations include whip stitching, nipping, smashing, sewing, trimming, pressing, sanding, and embossing. More than 3 million books and Bibles are produced each month by just the Brooklyn Bindery. What's a book without its cover? Our covers are durable and easy to identify.
And gone as well. Their covers are gone right after. This is so funny because their covers didn't last long after this video. They were easy to identify, and it was like one of the things that identified Jehovah's Witness books. They were very memorable, very brightly colored and everything. But since they stopped selling books, they realized that there was no point of making them all nice and pretty because now it was a liability. It wasn't an investment, right? So that's when they stopped putting out hard copies of books like this, like with the hard covers, and they started doing soft covers because that was far cheaper. The cover is far cheaper, the process is far cheaper. You don't need to sew. You only need to glue, and you're done. It's not as long lasting, but again, they weren't making a profit on them anymore, so they were making them as cheap as possible. So this didn't last for even like. This was done after half a decade. It started to like be phased out as soon after this came out. Even though they had been doing this for like decades and decades and decades. Yeah, some hard bound books went into the 2000s, but they started to remove they started to reduce it, and they started to introduce the soft cover books slowly. So yeah, this came out, and then the death of this was already upon it. Yeah, I also think the creator book. I remember the creator book with the soft cover in the 90s. Like, look at all of this work. All of this work you don't have to do if you have a soft cover. Like all of these machines you don't need even. Oh, and the gold. Oh my God! All of this.
Embossed covers are checked for quality.
Who remembers when magazines used to be Bible-based crust?
They are more than ink and
that
paper.
sounds fun.
Bible-based publications have changed thinking, attitudes, habits, and personalities of millions of persons, young and old. The Bible states in Hebrews 4:12 that the Word of God is alive and exerts power and is able to discern thoughts and intentions of the heart. Readers have come to an accurate knowledge of Bible truth and understand the value of the work done at Bethel.
Skilled. Look at that! Did you see that? Oh, I need to replay that. That is just a wonderful little a soundtrack. Look at that. When the guy pushes it, it goes with the soundtrack. It's insane.
Bible truth and understand the value of the work done at Bethel.
That is beautiful. That's beautiful. Come on.
It's a pleasure to welcome you as new members.
That's good filmmaking. They were
You'll
good
be working here in the factory complex. Proverbs 20:29 says, "The beauty of young men is their power."
This feels, and it probably is, a love letter to Bethel, like from Bethelites. So it feels like far more polished and taken care of and like special than the propaganda that we have nowadays. Like you can see that every single second it was gone through, like it went through a lot of editing through multiple teams, so it could come out like this good. And I don't feel like they do things this polished nowadays. I'm really enjoying this.
And here in the factory, we have an abundance of assignments that require such power.
When I saw this as a child,
The deluxe binder.
I wanted to go to Bethel.
Where
No,
leather-
that was the opposite for me. This made me want to go to Bethel because I was like, this looks awesome. Some of them, yes, people are weirded out. Yes, apparently some of the magazines had crossword puzzles because, they didn't used to be as boring.
Covered Bibles are produced that will stand up to frequent use. All publications produced here focus on the book most used by Jehovah's Witnesses, the Bible. Over the years, the Society has printed a variety of Bible translations. 67 million copies of the New World Translation of the Holy Scriptures have been printed. It is an accurate, easy to understand, fresh translation of God's Word, designed for Bible study. 47 million copies. You can live forever in paradise on earth. Printed in 94 languages. Producing books is one thing, shipping them is another. The Furman Street building, 1 million square feet, 1/3 used for the shipping department. More than just well-made publications. These Bible study aids provide vital information about the future and
The Awake would have a crossword puzzle in English a few times a year. In other languages, it was just a Bible quiz. No wonder I don't remember. Like that's the worst though. Like, oh my God. Yeah, because I guess it would be hard to translate a crossword puzzle. So you have to like redo it all over again. And they're not going to do it for all of the language. That's the worst. Man, from all of the ways that the religion like cucked me, I didn't even know that even in the language it cucked me.
guidelines for happier lives now.
Yeah, I know. Tasty.
So many books, so little time. Time-lapse photography gives us a high-speed view of the conveyor system.
Listen to this. Listen to this.
While an increasing number of branch offices print and bind
Oh,
books,
come on!
literature...
We have to play that. We have to play that again. Come on. That was gorgeous. Are you kidding me? That was beautiful.
So many books, so little time. Time-lapse photography gives us a high-speed view of the conveyor system. While an increasing number of...
Come on. That was a good sequence. That was a good sequence. Jesus. That went hard. No wonder I used to like this video as a kid.
Branch offices print and bind books. Much literature still must be shipped internationally. Truly, kingdom witnessing to the most distant part of the earth. Literature is also delivered by Watchtower trucks to distribution centers for pickup by local congregations. From the initial research and writing to printing and binding, as much as 2 years may have elapsed. Finally, life-saving information is on its way. The visually handicapped to reach with the good news through the New World Translation and 50 other Bible publications in Braille. Text on diskettes from the writing department is transcribed into Braille and transferred to zinc plates for embossing. Each issue of the Watchtower magazine.
The music really makes it a joy to listen to it. Like it's, oh my God, like the music does not stop. The music does not stop. And all of that music, it's like original music just composed for this. Like it's not like stock music, and you can feel that. You can feel that talented musicians wrote and played music for this video. It feels good and like, I don't know, like it makes it so enjoyable. Like it's insane. I did not expect to enjoy to enjoy the audio so much as I am enjoying it right now, because it's almost sad, because all of these people could have been making amazing music for themselves instead of making amazing music for a cult. But yeah, no, this is very well produced.
Scene is available to the visually handicapped by subscription.
Exactly. The music in the new videos sound like the music they play in the background of educational videos you watch in middle school. Exactly. Look at it. Like, listen to this. It's so much of the time, but it's so well made.
A day at Bethel begins just as it does for families of Jehovah's Witnesses all over the earth, with a discussion of a Bible text.
It's time to begin our morning worship program, brothers.
That's gorgeous.
It's good for us to begin our day by focusing our attention on the Word of God. But first of all, we'd like to say good morning to all of you assembled here in Brooklyn at the 10 dining rooms, and also to those of you joining by the tie line at the Watchtower Farms, and also at the Educational Center at Patterson, New York. We want to also say good morning to the brothers who have tuned in with us at the branch in Canada. We have a wonderful text for discussion. It centers our attention on Acts 1:8.
You will be witnesses of me to the most distant part of the earth.
So now let's listen to what our commentators have prepared for us.
Being effective
Is
witnesses
this
means imitating.
Is this guy Pierce, like the guy who's speaking? Like I can't tell. He used to be a member of the governing body,
Christ's
but I
method of
can't.
teaching. He knew how to relate to
Can't
people.
tell.
And Jesus' same method of witnessing is just as successful today.
The two important factors that have made our earthwide ministry so effective are first, our direct contact with people of all kinds of nationalities, and second, the direct and Bible-based message that highlights God's kingdom.
Personal study is another part of the regular spiritual feeding program.
Look like him, right?
5 places are found in the Bethel libraries.
Whether we are working in a Bethel home, a factory, or a branch office,
Entrance
we
school
have a very
gives newer members of the family additional Bible
Here we
training.
are serving our brothers throughout the world, supplying them with the things that they need.
Now, the title of the Watchtower article for study this evening is
Each Monday, the Bethel families study the Watchtower together. This helps them prepare for their own congregation
Take a look
meetings.
at this picture on page 10. You'll notice there's no problem in identifying who that man was, because there you see Noah very plainly being moved with godly fear in carrying out God's command to build an ark. Now, on paragraph 5, how do the scriptures describe Noah's righteousness and faith?
Noah really proved that even though he had to deal with his own imperfections.
Yeah, that was it. That's Ted Jarrett's, isn't it? Yep.
The wicked world around him and the devil, that he could live a life that pleased God.
Yeah, he was a legit PDF file.
In their public preaching ministry, the Bethel family.
I love this pedo text. That sounds like a cool name for a PDF file, I feel.
Use the very publications they have produced.
This issue of the Watchtower will take you to the Bible, where you can get more information on this sound hope for world peace.
Residence homes for the growing Bethel family have been designed and constructed by the society.
See, they keep calling it the society. They keep calling it the society. There was a clear division in the 1990s. There was a clear division between the physical organization and your religious beliefs and all of that stuff. The society was the human part of the organization, and then there was Jehovah, who guided the society allegedly. Now you can choose Jehovah. They don't use the society. They just say Jehovah, or even worse, the governing body.
Older hotels and apartment buildings have been purchased and remodeled. Complying with local laws for historical landmarks, the Bossett Hotel was carefully restored to its original appearance.
Oh, I'd love to
Brooklyn,
live there. Come on.
Bethel, home to a family of 3,000, who cooks the meals, washes the laundry, keeps house.
Oh, there you go. Another female worker. Another female worker. They're so rare. We got to see female workers sewing books, because sewing is for women, and now we get to see female workers cleaning toilets, because that's also for women. They can't be like printing books or like picking like which pictures look better for the magazine. None of that's a man's job. A woman's job is to clean. See? Oh my God! Are you kidding? What? No, we have to go. What? Give this lady a broom. Like, what the hell? What is she doing? Did she spill like a glass or something? Or what's she doing right now? Oh my God! This is so like menial. My God. Look, that's totally not a fake smile.
In order for the Bethel family to make a neat appearance, they are cleaned every week.
So important. Please remember to like it. Please, if you like it. Only if you like it, though. There you go, ladies. You know, obviously, setting up everything like this. You know, this is kind of dope. I'm not gonna lie, because as a Jehovah's Witness, you kind of have to wear a lot of like expensive clothes, and like imagine like you're always like dropping it off to like your fellow Bethelites who are taking care of your clothes like this. That's kind of dope. Then again, if they find out that you watch any kind of porn, you get kicked out. So you know, like, but you get your dry cleaning done. So I don't know. There's good and bad.
Hard work makes for a hearty appetite. In just 1 week, the kitchen bakes 1,200 loaves of bread and uses 26,000 eggs.
This always opened up my appetite. I always wanted to go to a Bethel breakfast because it always looked so delicious in the videos. Like they always made it look so good. And everyone who attended like a Bethel breakfast said that not only the food but the service was like top notch. It was just really good. So yeah, I would have loved. I would still love to do. I would even cut my hair and dress up like a Jehovah's Witness if I was allowed to go to a Bethel dining room and have like any kind of meal, if I'm honest. Although nowadays I'm pretty sure it's like a buffet style, and they got rid of like the servers and stuff. I think I've heard of that. I don't know, but I think this is no longer how it's done. Oh, Jay got to go to a morning worship for breakfast. Oh my God, my dream! This is what I heard all the time. The food at Bethel used to be delicious. They changed a lot now. That fresh bread was to die for, though. Yeah, everyone said that the bread was. Jesus, I forgot about it. Everyone made a point to say not just that the breakfast was good, but that the bread was good. And I bet it had to be good because, I mean, it was baked there. So it was like as freshly baked as you could possibly get. Like it was directly out of the oven. So it had to be good. Thank you for the $2. Go to Bethel just for the food. LOL. I would. I 1000% would. Oh my God. If I could visit, seriously, if I could visit Bethel and like have like a tour and like pretend like I am like a Jehovah's Witness and getting like a high you know, like a Jehovah's Witness with like people in Bethel, like who get to like go to Bethel and visit and like stay over. I would do that. I would 1000% do that. I would trim my hair. I would remove my nail polish. I would hide my tattoos. I would do anything because I think it is so rare to get to see a cult compound from the inside, and I would do anything to see the cult compound that kind of raised me from the inside. So yeah, no, that's kind of like I've always wished that some Bethelite like watches my channel and is like, hey, you know, I can arrange that for you. You can make a video about it, or not even to make a video. Like I can make a video about it later. You know, like not necessarily, or I don't know. Like, but yeah, that to me that fascinates me. Yeah, that's what people say, that the food is mid as fuck now. Like. Seriously, 2019 City Lunch 5 out of 10. That's disappointing. That's disappointing. So even this is gone. Jesus Christ! Look at the bread. Oh my God! Oh, and I haven't even had breakfast yet because I've been feeling, you know, a little bit weird in my stomach.
To reduce the cost of food, the society has its own
They don't
fund.
allow guests for meals anymore. Jesus. I feel like this religion has systematically gotten rid of everything and anything that was cool about it. They got rid of the guests for meals. They got rid of the crossword puzzles. They got rid of the little cartoons at the end of in Observing the World in the Awake magazine. All of the fun things about being Jehovah's Witness, they just got sanded off, and now we just have like this. They just bland cult. Oh my God! I swear to God, this organization has gone down the drain.
About 100 miles north of Brooklyn are the largest Watchtower Farms.
Look at this. That was also insane. Like they made their own food. It was. I kind of envy this because this is. Imagine this effort, right? But put in to like a profitable business or something, and then you can just work for the profitable business and then gain a little bit of whatever it is that you're putting in, and then you also get like housing and meals that are produced by you and all of that stuff. I don't know, like this is kind of like my commune dream, if I'm honest. Like you know, people just working for themselves and everything. Although if you've watched Critical Thoughts, the Critical Thoughts channel, JT says that working at the farms was like the worst job because it was like super boring. Yeah, this definitely 90s were peak of culture. Yeah, definitely. Not just Jehovah's Witness, but Jehovah's Witness included. Yeah, everybody talked about the Danishes of the conventions that I never got to taste. And I like Danishes as well. Like they're delicious.
Watchtower Farms.
Oh my God, cherry Danishes. Oh, this. I've always loved cherries. Ever since I was a little kid, cherry is like my favorite flavor, right? Like it's just, I really like cherries. And I think a huge part of it was because of this shot. Look at this beautiful shot of all of this cherry. Like, how could you not like this? Yeah, and look, like this dorky country music because made by Bethelites because they're in the farm. I mean, I'm telling you, this is so well made. This is a joy to watch. It's amazing.
Food production, processing, and canning facilities.
Look at this.
From here come most of the fruit, grain, vegetables, milk, honey, cheese, pork, beef, and chicken that feed the Bethel family both in Brooklyn and at the farms.
Look at all that cheese. That's insane. Oh, that milk. Oh, come on.
Much more than just a farm.
That was so well shot. Like it. I mean, am I the only one? Didn't that like, you know, increase your appetite or something? Like that was so well. I don't even drink milk like that anymore, and I still thought that milk looked delicious. This is so well made. This is so well made.
A large portion of the work done here is the printing and mailing of Watchtower and Awake magazines. The Watchtower has been published continuously since 1879. Printing has grown from 6,000 copies of the first issue in one language to 28 million copies each month in 110 languages.
Oh, the music again.
The purpose of the Watchtower magazine is to keep watch on world events as they fulfill Bible prophecy.
Come on, like this is a joy. This is a joy to listen. This is so
to
well
exalt
made.
Jehovah as the sovereign of the universe. Awake shows how to cope with today's problems by using the Bible.
I want milk and cheese from Bethelites. Only from Bethelites though. Only from Bethelites. Otherwise, it won't taste.
It points to the real meaning behind current.
It doesn't taste the same if it's not produced with slave labor. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
Neutral and does not elevate one race above another. Most important, Awake builds confidence in the Creator's promise of paradise earth.
Exactly. Another whimsical literature journey. Oh my God. So look at it, and it looks beautiful as well. Come on.
Magazines are packed for delivery to thousands of waiting congregations. But what about personal subscriptions? Approximately 2 million are carefully handled at Watchtower Farms. Subscription data is computerized and fed into the automatic magazine addressing conveyor, known as AMAC, engineered, designed, and built for the society.
Ooh, again, with the music. Come on. This reminds me of my Insomniac days where I would be up at 3 a.m. watching How It Works on the Discovery Channel. This has way better music than How It Works. Way better music. Are you kidding me? Look, just look at the whimsical. Oh my God. Come on, that's gorgeous. That's amazing. Oh, the girl getting
Watchtower Bible School of Gilead
the Watchtower on her mailbox because you used to, get subscriptions, and that's how you used to get magazines. Oh my God. None of this exists. None of this exists. I feel like what we're discovering right now is that this religion, like the religion that we're seeing right now, it does not exist anymore. It does not exist. This is insane.
Founded in 1943, trains 2 classes of students each year. An intensive 5-month Bible course prepares students for missionary assignments all over the earth.
For instance, at Hebrews 6:18, Paul says, in order that through 2 unchangeable things, that is, God's word and his oath, in which it is impossible for God to lie, we who have fled to the refuge may have strong encouragement to lay hold on that hope set before us. Now, what is God's arrangement to accomplish the gathering of all things together again? Brother Montañez.
This is the administration Paul talks about at Ephesians 1, 9 and 10, which includes the Messianic kingdom and Jesus' ransom.
Good. With Jesus as the unifying agent.
Jehovah instructed the prophet Jonah to go to Nineveh to give a witness. But instead, Jonah went down to the seacoast city of Joppa and took a ship and went in the entire opposite direction over to Tarshish. So what are some of the lessons that we learn from our study of the book of Jonah? Well, we learned that it's always
this is my childhood
nostalgia.
nostalgia. Yeah,
first place.
No.
And we should not be choosy about our territory.
I shall not be afraid of 10,000s of people who have set themselves in array against me round about. Salvation belongs to Jehovah. You bless.
Gilead students share the results of their long hours of research by giving reports to the class.
Is the good news important to us? Well, what did Jesus say at Mark chapter 8, verse 35? Well, in essence, he said we should be willing to give up our lives for the sake of preaching the good news if we really want Jehovah's approval in life in the future.
The historic Stanley Theatre, now restored as an assembly hall of Jehovah's Witnesses. A fitting location for the graduation of a Gilead class. This is a special day for the entire Bethel family.
The Bible is Jehovah's express will through which he introduces.
Who is this idiot? I honestly thought that we would be recognizing a lot more people than we are right now. Like this just shows how little the governing body were featured. Because even though this is about Bethel, and the governing body was leading Bethel, the governing body is shining by its absence. We have not seen the governing body like basically in like over half an hour. This is right now. They would not risk, like you would be shown the governing body within the first 30 seconds, and they would be a consistent part of everything that goes on into Bethel. But this is more about the Bethelites, which is again, it just shows you how much they've changed. Because before they used to take pride on the fact that they didn't know the governing body, and you can see it from videos like this. This is from Bethel. The governing body would have been at the forefront right now, but it's not here at the forefront in this video.
And reveals himself, his personality, his attributes, his qualities, matchless virtues, principles, standards, purposes, and dealings with mankind.
Come on, that guy, yeah. That Henry Donald says that truly sounds like one of Jake's voices narrating. Yeah, this is Jake. This is nobody's gonna tell me that this is not Jake from Outworldly. That put up this video just to put up like his silly voice. Come on, that's not a real person's voice. It's fine. I can make fun of him because he's probably dead by now. Don't worry about it.
From its very start,
we know
I would have cut that out.
That many more millions.
If this wasn't alive, I would have cut that joke out.
Dismal prison houses. So at Isaiah 49, 9-12, Jehovah commands the call to go forth for all of these to come out, and to those in the darkness, reveal yourselves. From all.
It's weird that they still have the same cadence. Like, listen to it. They have the exact same cadence that the Jehovah's Witnesses still have. Like, that is the one constant. Like, the one thing that hasn't changed. The one thing that I'm like, this is still the same. The cadence. Listen to it.
To come out, and to those in the darkness, reveal yourselves. From all points of the compass, as shown in verse 12, north, south, east, and west, worldwide liberation is now taking place.
Yes,
Jesus, the
for most people in Christendom, anything
I guess it was always
with religion is a chore, if not a bore. For Jehovah's Witnesses, their worship is a joy. Yes, we get so much happiness from our sacred service. Of course, you Gilead students that are graduating.
This is also a silly voice, right? This is also another Jake silly voice. Of course, I shouldn't be doing this, but I mean, come on.
They have a special reason for rejoicing because of having come to this day, an occasion to which you've not only looked forward to for 5 months, but some of you even for many years, right? And they're going to Papua New Guinea.
Still going. Jesus Christ. Well, to be fair, this is like 1.25 speed. It's a little bit faster.
These students and over 6,000 like them have graduated from Gilead and entered the missionary field.
Oh my God! Just hold on. Just oh my God! Just let's take in the fashion right now. Oh, this had to. Oh my God! This had to be filmed in like the late 80s. So why does it look like a cult from the 50s? Jesus, look at this. Look, what is this? Where did you even get this dress? Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Look at the length of all of the skirts. Oh my God. Oh, like look at her. She's wearing a suit, but just with a skirt. Look, is this a tie? This is oh no, this is atrocious. This is Jehovah's Witnesses are guilty of a lot of crimes, and most of them are fashion crimes.
Most distant part of the earth they will go. In the first century, missionary work was governed by a body of anointed Christian men. Likewise today, the entire worldwide organization is directed by a group of anointed men called the governing body.
First mention of the governing body. First mention of the governing body at 38 minutes. They just mentioned the governing body. That's crazy. Okay, let's see. Place your bets, everybody. Who is going to show up from the governing body? Place your bets.
This is called the Watchtower Educational Center. And it will be the permanent location of the Watchtower Bible School of Gilead for missionary training.
Is this it?
And this is the building area where they will live and where they will do their homework and have their studies preparing for their classes.
Nice sloping hillside surrounded by orchards, some lovely trees, and a fine inn where
It really looked like a handcrafted 3D model of a globe. Like, let's just go back real quick.
Christian men. Likewise today,
Jesus,
the entire worldwide organization is directed by a group of anointed men called the governing body.
You think Bethelites made this
is
globe
called
for
the
this?
Watchtower
I didn't
Educational
even
Center.
think about
And
that.
it will be the permanent location of the Watchtower Bible School of Gilead for missionary training. And this is the building area where they will live and where they will do their homework and have their studies preparing for their classes.
nice sloping hillside surrounded by orchards, some lovely trees, and a fine inn where the brothers will be able to stay when they visit.
The Educational Center at Paterson, New York, is the largest construction project ever undertaken by the Society. Designed to complement its environment, it will be home to 1,200 students and Bethel workers.
What? So they moved on? They just mentioned the governing body does everything, and then they moved on about the building? For real? No.
Rapid growth in the number of Jehovah's Witnesses calls for expansion at many of the
They moved on.
96 branches. Publishing and construction costs money. How are they
They
financed?
moved on now. They just said, oh, it's made by the governing body. And I thought they were going to introduce the governing body or show the governing body. No, they moved on now. That's how little it mattered for the doctrine back then. Oh my God, that's insane.
All expenses are met by voluntary donations. No dues, tithes, or collections. Following the Bible principle, each one contributes 100,000 pieces of mail each month must be delivered to the right offices. The service department corresponds with traveling overseers, manages preaching territory, and records the field ministry activity of Jehovah's Witnesses.
Secretary, please take the following. Dear brothers, the Society is happy to inform you that the application submitted for your new congregation has been approved.
With elders, ministerial servants, publishers, and pioneers all working closely together, you will have the pleasure of aiding others of honest heart in your territory.
We will look forward to receiving the first report from your congregation and noting Jehovah's blessing on your faithful service.
Each year, hundreds of kingdom halls are built by...
I think they showed, when they talk about the governing body, I just looked it up. Wait, where are 4025? This guy is from the governing body. I just looked it up. This guy is Milton G. Henschel. So he is from the governing body. So they're like, hey, the governing body supervises everything. And then they just show the one guy, Milton. They just show him from the governing body, just checking a little construction thingy, a little miniature for Barbies, and not really seeing the obvious mistake that I see here. It's too small for Bethelites. This is France. Okay, let's just move on. I just wanted to point out that yeah, they do show the governing body, and this guy is a governing body member. So far, they've only shown like 2 or 3 maybe of the governing body members. Whereas nowadays, you know, it would have been like every single guy of the governing body would have been shown. If they show every single guy of the governing body in the annual meeting, you know that they would show every single guy of the governing body in a Bethel video like this. We were 40-25.
Each year, hundreds of kingdom halls are built by Jehovah's Witnesses themselves. With 50 new congregations being formed each week, there is a constant demand for more kingdom halls. In many countries, innovative, quick construction methods are used. Some halls have been built in 2 days.
在爱心方面，他们同样都要留意表现出来。
Worldwide, the more than 63,000 congregations are organized into circuits and then districts.
爱心之外，
It's a real pleasure to be with your congregation again.
Following the Bible example, the governing body sends out traveling overseers to instruct and encourage congregations.
Yeah, 50 new halls
The
a
legal
week.
department-
They were back then. They were expanding. They were under like a lot of expansion. Like this expansion that would never be seen again by the Jehovah's Witnesses. This was right before the cusp. Remember, this was right before the cusp of the Jehovah's Witnesses. So yeah, they were building a lot. They were already building. They were already having like the real estate business. It's just that wasn't their main business.
And helps defend and legally establish the right to freedom of worship.
Well, we filed the amicus curiae brief in the United States Supreme Court June 23rd.
Judge would not interfere with the parents' rights, and the infant's doing real well now.
For your information, Jehovah's Witnesses have litigated many cases of this nature over the past years. We've taken 18 of these all the way to the Supreme Court and have vindicated and defended our right to engage in door-to-door work.
Jehovah justly, then, does not tolerate worship of any other God.
Annual conventions are a spiritual highlight for Jehovah's Witnesses. They follow the Bible precedent set in ancient Israel.
Yeah, exactly.
This would seem like
Remember,
a very good location.
the landmark stuff is no freedom to worship, us only. Like the freedom of worship only goes one way for Jehovah's Witnesses. It's only freedom of worshiping us.
For one of our conventions.
Arrangements for conventions held in the United States begin with the convention department in Brooklyn.
So everyone would be able to hear the program.
Careful thought is given to convention location and size.
Look at that computer. Jesus, did you see that computer? Look at that. What are you even doing with that? That's more of a novelty, right? Like, surely, like, what are you? It's not like you're Googling shit over there, like checking in maps. Like, what is this? What is this exactly? This was just a novelty, right? No, nobody's going to tell me that actually doing something, like they were actually learning something from this piece of garbage. Come on. Come on. This is, come on.
Convention location and
What
size.
is this?
The truth is, no sincere person, when honestly evaluating the evidence, can fail to accept that the Bible presents much of that evidence in an easily accessible form.
社方現在集成同埋新出版一本書。
The release of new publications is a special.
They were growing a lot in the 80s in Japan, if I remember correctly, right?
Feature. District.
Thanks for being around, Ron.
Bye
Bye-bye.
Into a new book, Questions Young People Ask and Answers That
Oh,
Work.
man. The presentation of the young people questions ask people book. That's probably the name. I'm a little bit high. I mean, a little bit high. But Jesus, like, I didn't know they had it on video, like the presentation of like the book that scarred millions.
After thoroughly studying Bible standards and conforming their lives to them, new witnesses are baptized in
This is the
symbol of
very
their
first
dedication to
time
God.
that they're playing something that's not original music for this, and it's just because it's like the dedication music, and because they're talking about baptism. So now they're playing the dedication song, like only because it makes sense for it. Nowadays, they would only play like their songs in their dramas, because I feel they already have it like pre-recorded. So they probably just have like a library of songs that they can just use for whenever. So it leads to a more generic sounding video. But no, here I just wanted to point that out, because now the only thing that you would hear is Kingdom Melodies, and this is the first time after 43 minutes of listening to gorgeous music. This is the very first time that we listen to a Kingdom Melody.
New witnesses are baptized in symbol of their dedication to God. Not an end, but the beginning of an expanded ministry, sharing Bible truth with others.
So well made.
Good morning, engineering. Sí, hablo español. ¿En qué le podemos ayudar?
Worldwide expansion requires the engineering and construction of new facilities.
Another one? Oh my God. Another good sequence?
Because of the nature of the lifting procedure, it is important to understand the stresses that are developed in the panels during lifting. There are essentially two types of lift.
Classes in a variety of trades provide workers with needed skills.
Stresses in a different way.
As temporary construction workers, we're very happy to welcome you as members of the Brooklyn Bethel family.
For short periods, witnesses from all over the United States freely offer their construction skills.
Volunteered to come and give us a hand on many projects, and we're very much indebted to you and your families for making this provision for us. So we thank you very, very much for that.
With 96 branches worldwide, the work of the construction department is not limited to the United States. International volunteer construction workers supplement the local workforce in building and enlarging branch facilities.
Quizás moverlo al otro lado del edificio, excavarlo quizás lo más pronto posible.
Is all the insulation now finished on these steam pipes?
このスティームパイプの保温は全部終わりましたか？全部終わりました。Oh, good.
At Brooklyn Bethel, regular maintenance saves money. It keeps buildings and machinery in good order. Technicians and craftsmen work behind the scenes to keep the organization running smoothly. Many learn their skills after arriving at Bethel. Offices require furniture. Much of it is reupholstered at Bethel by busy hands.
Wow, they even reupholstered their own furniture? That's insane. I don't think they do this anymore. I would doubt that they do this anymore. That's crazy. That's crazy.
In the sound studios, recordings of Bible dramas, readings of the Bible, Watchtower and Awake magazines, and other publications are made and edited for release on cassette.
This is Jehu
There
Drama,
you go.
page
Oh,
17, take 3.
It was John Barr. So again, they just showed like a governing body member, but it's just because he's the one recording his voice for the video, and you know they thought it would be cool to just show that little behind the scenes on the video already. Like, this is so well done. Come on.
3.
And you must see which is the best and most upright of the sons of your Lord, and put him upon the throne of his father in place of Jehoram.
Did it go all right with Zimri, the killer of his lord?
Who is with me? Who? Let her drop.
Treason!
Is that, guys, is that Malenfant? Because he sounds a little bit like Malenfant, but he doesn't look like that. I've never seen him like this young. I don't know. Is that Malenfant?
And treachery! May the gods repay you. May the gods repay you.
Did you see that?
This is the Watchtower, April 15th.
Oh, of course, because it wasn't recorded digitally. It was recorded on tape. That's insane.
Take 2.
Study article.
That's
prepare
Ralph
for
Waltz,
deliverance into
isn't he? Isn't this Ralph Waltz? Like I didn't recognize him at first, but then yeah, exactly, Jake. That looks like Ralph Waltz. I don't think that looks like Ralph Waltz, but that definitely sounds like Ralph Waltz. That's cool. Let's just hear him again.
This is the Watchtower, April 15th, take 2.
Study article. Prepare for deliverance into a new world.
That's Ralph.
God's time to bring deliverance is very near. The attitudes and events that Jesus foretold as a sign of his presence and of the conclusion of the system of things are clearly in evidence. The features of that sign first began to appear over 7.
Jesus, I didn't know Ralph Waltz had been a Bethelite for longer than I've been alive. That's insane. Like, come on, like that had to be Ralph Waltz. Like, that is Ralph Waltz's voice. Like, I could recognize him. I've always liked his voice. That is insane. I did not know that he had been a Bethelite for longer than I've been in this earth. That makes me sad for him. I've always kind of liked him.
75
I feel
Tape
he gives good
duplicated.
hugs.
At high speed, programs are copied thousands of times over.
Look, all of this just to make copies. Just so you had more than one recording because it wasn't digital. That's insane.
Escuchando al gran maestro. Jesús, el gran maestro. Cassette loaders wind the pre-recorded tape into cassettes at speeds of up to 80 miles per hour. 30,000 audio cassettes can be filled each day.
Thanks for joining, Jake. Oh, these pink ones were for the greatest teacher, right? Yeah, there you go. The greatest teacher ones. Who had these when they were kids? I think. Oh my! We
the Watchtower and Awake magazines on cassette are mailed out by the tens of thousands.
This part of the tour.
Thousands visit Bethel each year and are encouraged. You are warmly invited to tour our world headquarters and any of our branches and see for yourself more of the organization behind the name. An orchestra made up of Jehovah's Witnesses assembles at Brooklyn Bethel twice a year. The original compositions they play and record will be appreciated by millions.
Okay, we're rolling. This is VTB 42, take one.
See, this is what I'm talking about. All of these talented musicians, all of these and more, are the talented musicians that are working on this video, that worked on this video. That's why the soundtrack is banging, because they had like just this gigantic team of very talented people just making art for their propaganda. Look at this. And remember, all of this is because they sold all of this. Like, this wasn't free. Again, I need to remember to remind everybody that we don't have this anymore because this is free. They don't make money out of this anymore. They made money out of this before, so they invested in having good musicians. Yeah, I've always thought that this song is a ripoff of Imagine.
Imagine, paradise restored on earth. What a joy the new world will be. The spirit of peace and Christian brotherhood earthwide, with all creation praising Jehovah.
This is bad. This is really effective propaganda. This almost makes me yearn for paradise. This is insane.
Lift up your eyes and view the fields, said Jesus, that they are white for harvesting. Since those words were spoken, millions have been gathered. The harvest continues.
Hey, at least you got a piano.
Who are included in the harvest today?
We just got recorded.
Honest-hearted persons who long for better conditions on the earth. People who develop a genuine love for truth by earnestly studying the Bible and sincerely applying its message to their daily lives. And as love of the good news grows, so does the desire to share it with others. Jehovah's Witnesses worldwide have been trained as an organization to assist their neighbors to build faith in the Bible. Brooklyn Bethel, world headquarters. Not just an organization, a large family of volunteers from many backgrounds, working shoulder to shoulder, happily devoting their lives to serving the needs of their brothers earthwide. We are pleased to be united with you in the grand fulfillment of Jesus' words at Acts chapter 1, verse 8. You will be witnesses of me to the most distant part of the earth.
Oh, come on. That was banging. That was, guys, I did not expect this to be this well made. This was so well made, especially for like the music. I am a sucker for the music. The music is the music for me was the best part of this. And I feel like this kind of shows you, like, if you contrast this with what they show, the kinds of videos that they show you right now. The videos right now are so robotic, and they're so hastily put out and so badly edited, and the pacing is all wrong. This video was engaging, even though it's 30 years old. It still has better pacing than the videos that they produce nowadays. So I don't know, guys. Let me know, what do you think of this? It was an insane blast from the past to watch this, because this was it is. I used to watch this all the time when I was a kid, and I don't know. It almost makes me miss Jehovah's Witnesses when I was growing up. If I'm honest, like it is. I don't know. I kind of miss. I remember nostalgically, like the way that I felt towards Jehovah's Witness, and the feeling of working together towards a bigger goal and all that stuff that I had ever since I was a little kid, because of videos like these. And I always yearned to like be a Bethelite. I always thought that I was going to be a Bethelite one day, and that obviously like didn't end up happening. But it was because of videos like these that I planned my life when I was a young kid. I was like, no, I'm going to grow up, and then as soon as I'm old enough, I'm going to be a Bethelite because of these videos. So this was effective propaganda for me, because it worked on me. So yeah, I don't know, guys. Let me know what do you guys think of this video. Some people are saying this is a throwback. I feel like I am 15 again. We had that innocence as kid back in the 90s, and yeah, I mean, come on, it was easier to have that innocence as kid back in the 90s when you had this good of a propaganda indoctrinating you. Nowadays, they don't have as good of a propaganda, and I feel like that's biting them in the butt, because they're kind of focusing on the amount of propaganda that they're putting out, but the quality of the propaganda is just terrible. So I feel that's why more and more Jehovah's Witnesses are waking up now, because the propaganda is just not that engaging anymore. It's extremely boring. They've lost their ability to make good engaging propaganda. But anyway, just wanted to stream with you guys, watch this with you on stream, and react with you like live, because it was probably the video that I've seen the most of the Jehovah's Witnesses. So let me know what you guys think of below, and don't forget to like this stream and to subscribe if you like this video. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you guys later.